It's time to close now, church. But as we draw nearer to the cross, notice all three of these men are hanging there. The robber confesses to Jesus and makes a reservation for resurrection. He doesn't do it now until he's hanging on the cross. Sometimes people don't understand why they have to go through what they go through until they're in the middle of the mess. The great thing about God is he'll be right there in the middle of your mess. He'll take those. Yeah, he will. He'll take those who mistreated you, have them on their knees, asking you to remember them in prayer. He'll take the ones that's mistreated you. And I'll stop by to tell you today, you don't have to fight them because they mistreated you. You ain't got to go to the mama house and tell the mama on them because they mistreated you. You ain't got to cut the ties. You ain't got to break out the car windows. Just hold your peace and let God fight your battle. And I stand here as a living witness. God, I have them calling you, talking about can we talk? That's when you tell them, yeah, we can talk. We can talk about all the things God brought me through. We can talk about how much my life changed since you hadn't called me later. Yeah, we can talk. We can talk about the peace that I have. We can talk about the joy that I have. We can talk about how God has been blessing me ever since you mistreated me. There are three crosses on Calvary. On Calvary's hill, Reverend. These crosses, church, are arm length apart. Can you see the picture? Jesus is in the center. The robber is on the left. The thief is on the right. The reason, church, that the crosses aren't connected, because in Roman culture, the crosses were connected. It was a section, it was a big stand, like a vegetable garden pattern where there was four sides, and each one had beams running across and down, and each thief was hung on there, and they hung multiple thieves at a time. But when it came down to Jesus and these two, they were separate. They were hung on three separate crosses. I had to look into that Rev. more, and as I got to looking into it and studying it, it dawned on me why God had it done that way. The Bible says that two or three touch and agree. There God is in the midst. See, God had to separate Jesus from the robber and the thief on the cross. Because if they would have touched, there would have never been a resurrection. See, God couldn't show up while Christ was hanging on the cross because he couldn't look on sin. And if they would have touched hands, he'd have had to show up. And God knows that in order for us to be saved, his son Christ had to die on the cross. He had to turn his head away from Calvary so that Christ could die. This is why Christ looked up and said, Father, why hast thou forsaken me? See, God couldn't look on sin. Jesus was in the middle of his midst that was created in the Garden of Eden. But he loved us enough to die for us. Before he died, he raised his head and said, it's done. I don't know what you believe, but God says it's okay to raise your voice this morning and say it's done. That college degree, look at somebody and say, yeah, I might be beginning, but it's done. That new job, I might be still looking, but it's done. That high blood pressure finna go away, it's done. I'm about to receive my healing, it's done. Look at somebody and say, it's done, it's done, it's done. You may not see it with your eyes, but you've spoken is over. That marriage going to work out. That divorce will not destroy you. It's done, it's done, it's done. Today, right now, as I get ready to take my seat, God's going to bless you. He's going to bless you today. Not yesterday, but he's going to bless you today. I didn't say he was going to bless you tomorrow. God's going to bless you today. Today, for somebody, there's no more sickness. Today, that peace you've been praying for has come. Today, for somebody, deliverance is on its way. I said today, not tomorrow, not yesterday, but today, right now, right here, at this very moment, the enemy's got to back up, because you are a child of God. Because today, right here and right now, he died so you can get up. He had to go down, and sometimes it's okay to go down. Because if you realize that going down ain't so bad, you won't have a problem when you go down. Because you know what? Over 2,000 years ago, Morris Chapel, Jesus our Savior hung on an old rugged cross. On that cross they nailed him in his hands. On that cross they nailed him in his feet. On that cross they pierced him in his side. On that cross he looked up at heaven and said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Then he turned his head to God and said, now I commend my spirit unto thee. Then he looked one more time, mama, and he said, it's done. It's finished. The Bible says he hung his head in the locks of his shoulders. They took him down, put him in a borrowed tomb. In that tomb, he stayed there 3 days. He stayed there Friday, stayed there all day Saturday, stayed there all day Saturday night. But the good thing I like about it is Allie. Can I get some help in here? I said, Allie, one Sunday morning, he got up with all power in his hand. What kind of power, Rev. Power to show up in the middle of your mess and bring you through. God bless you. Love you.